Hi YouTube, this is Angie the Anti-Theist. I am responding to Liberty U alum '07. You and I agree on several things regarding morality. We agree that it's innate and expressed in children, and that it is not dependent upon belief in any god or religion. Where we disagree is on the origin of that morality, whether it is an evolved adaptation or something put in us by God. The second point of contention is the nature of that morality, whether it is subjective or objective. For me, I was a day-age creationist 2 years ago. 5 years ago, I was a straight-up creationist. I don't think I'd particularly thought about the age of the earth that much. I still believed that maybe Genesis had happened, but much longer ago. I found out when I was pregnant with my son that I'm a carrier for cystic fibrosis, which is a genetic mutation, which is one sign of evolution at work, mutations. Now, you could say that this is a harmful mutation because when someone has both genes, they have cystic fibrosis, a fatal illness, which used to, before modern science, medicine, and treatment therapies, this was a disease that killed people long before they could have children. So why, in an evolution by natural selection scenario, wouldn't this go away? Well, because carrying one copy of the gene, like I do, makes the person resistant to cholera. So areas and genetic populations where there's been a history of cholera and typhoid outbreaks, people with this gene became more, better able to survive in that environment, which is why 1 in 20 Caucasians carries the cystic fibrosis gene. For me, that was when that helped me grasp evolution in a very understandable and personal way. I would say I don't think that there were necessarily hominids. I don't believe that there were anything like Homo sapiens that existed without a morality. I don't think that that would have lent itself to survival. I think that our survival, I think our ancestors worked cooperatively, and the ones that did that were better suited to survival, which is how that trait evolved and has continued down because it continues to be beneficial in the environment. When it ceases to be beneficial, it will cease to be the thing which is fittest and the thing which passes on. Regarding, the objective versus subjective, all right, well, here's my question, all right? Because you do believe that there is an objective right and wrong. Are things which are objectively right and wrong, are they that way independent of God? By that I mean, when God tells you that something is evil, is that because it is in itself objectively evil, and God, with his sense of morality, knows this? Or did God decide that something was evil and then tell you? Is it evil to begin with and God is passing on the memo? Or is evil just whatever God says it is? Now, when I say something that I see you said you didn't address my main point, I guess. I don't find God moral. Morality is subjective. I can prove it. Let me ask you a simple question. Do you believe slavery is wrong? Now, there's a few things you probably said. You might have said, yes, that you believe objectively, as an objective moral truth, that slavery is wrong. But then you have the conflict of your God in the Bible ordering slavery, advising slaves to be obedient, saying how much you can sell your daughter into slavery for. So your other option is to say that slavery is okay in some circumstances, which is subjective morality. See, nobody really believes in objective morality, because on some level, we don't live that way. While there are definitely things that we can agree as a vast majority of us, we find objectionable, we find immoral, we choose not to do. That's common morality. But we don't have universal morality. There are cultures where infanticide is practiced because they simply don't have the resources to care for a sick infant while being a nomadic tribe, or because in Uganda the witch doctors have convinced people that chopping up children in ritual sacrifice will make them rich. People do things that we find abhorrent, that we find immoral, and they don't, because we don't have a universal, objective morality. We don't all agree on this stuff. And I don't think that there's I don't think thou shalt not lie is a universal truth. I don't believe that, I can think of 100 scenarios in which it is the right thing to do. If you're going to lie to your kidnapper in order to get away, it's just, I know morality is subjective because the way people feel about things changes. I used the example, I guess I didn't say it clearly. I was trying to say that our culture is shifting its view on homosexuality. Several people who previously viewed it as being immoral no longer do so. Our social morals have changed. We no longer consider slavery acceptable in this country, even though we did just a few hundred years ago. Morals change. From my perspective, as somebody in this era, I do find this to be morally superior. I don't think that owning another human being is ever correct. But that is how I see it, and for reasons that I can present, and appeals to emotion and to ethics and reason that I can make. I don't have to point to a God to explain why rape is wrong. And frankly, your God doesn't say that. I think that my morality is better than the God of the Bible's. I think your morality is better than the God of the Bible's. I think that many things that God either did or ordered done or have been done in his name by people he failed to prevent from doing that. I think you're better than that. And I know I am. So everybody on YouTube, have a great and godless day. I look forward to your response. Oh, one thing. You were right. I did not mean to mislead at all. You never did say that we should just kill people and take the resources. You did not make that argument. However, several people, when making the other argument you were making, that morality cannot be explained satisfactorily by evolution, couple that in. So I was coupling in my two rebuttals, but I did not make clear that you do not hold that position. You did not say that. I was not trying to mischaracterize you. I apologize. My bad. Okay. Now that I got that cleared up, everybody on YouTube, have a great and godless one. Be good to each other. Remember to be moral. Peace.